everybody, and welcome back to the Adventures in Silvernell, the homebrewed fantasy world setting for our online game of Dungeons & Dragons 5e. I'm your Game Master, Scott Nicholson. Good evening. Here to play D&D with four of my really good friends. Where the hell are they? Tanner Messer.
Hi.
Erica Webb. You gotta say something.
Hi.
I think you can't see.
Andrew Krug. And Michael Jackson.
I'm wearing a crown.
Yeah, you are.
From episode 1, but honestly, we just noticed it.
Yeah.
I've been wearing this crown since episode 1, yes. So let's see who knows that. Drop in the chat.
Means you noticed.
Welcome
My
back
twin
in,
would.
everybody. We're here to play Campaign 4, Princesses of Power, Episode 28. If you're new with us tonight, go ahead, go to YouTube and hit subscribe where all these episodes drop. And if you're watching us on Twitch tonight, look, the more you watch and the more you comment in the chat, you build channel points at the bottom. You probably know this from other channels. Well, we have specific rewards for this campaign, and if you use those points in that little menu and buy it, we'll do it immediately. And it's honestly one of the best part. So if there's people coming tonight, make sure you use those. And then check out Tuesday nights. We have our third campaign, Into the Expanse. Pretty cool. So check that out. All right. There might be new people here tonight. So let's just go ahead and reintroduce our character. Go ahead and say your name, your relation to everybody, which will be pretty funny, and your class and your race and what level you are. And let's go Andrew, Erica, Michael, Tanner.
Let's. Cool. I'm Andrew. Pleasure to meet you guys. My character's name is Celia. She has a homebrew class at the moment, published by Benjamin Huffman. It's the Pugilist class. It's sort of a mix between barbarian, monk. It's a martial fighter. You have something similar to key points in there. We call them moxie points. They are a Triton, and I believe we're level 12, level 11,
Yeah,
level
I
11.
think level
I
11.
believe.
I was like,
Yeah,
Math.
that's my character. Good punch. Make punch feel hurt less. For me.
okay. I was like, huh?
Yeah.
Erica.
Yeah.
I play Mizu Minu. You've probably heard of her before if you know anything about the Azirian Kingdom, because she is a princess of the Azirian Kingdom, like the most important one in her opinion, and everyone else's, right, sisters? Right? Maybe. She is a water genasi, and she is a warlock, and she is level 11, and she is notable for dying the most out of everybody in combat, and also pulling off some really crazy stuff. So, and pissing everybody off.
Hello, my name is Michael Jackson. I play Saira Oft, the other princess. I'm Mizu's twin. I'm playing a level, let me check my notes, a level 8 druid of the Spores, and level 3 Drake Warden Ranger. Under the sea, isn't that crazy, guys? She is an all-arounder, I consider her, built for battle, and stands out in conversation because she's bad at that. She's chaos, she is bloodthirsty, and she's trying to work on that, she says. But that's me.
Tanner.
Yeah, I'm Tanner. I play Mira Rage, who is a level 6 barbarian, level 5 druid, Circle of the Star. Mira's not a princess. She actually comes from the Council of Merits of Eudothia, and I've been absorbed by the princesses in a way after they sadly lost one of their princesses. And I've come in, I'm ready for adventure. I've never really been outside of Eudothia, so this is all going to be brand new for Mira. I'm very excited.
Hell yeah. Shall we just get into it now?
You muted.
And hello. All right, let's go. Last time on episode 27 of Princesses of Power, the party takes a long rest inside Mira's house until evening and departs for the Edge Bazaar, an abundant underwater black market in the hull of a sunken ship within Eudothia, between here and the Abyssal Palace. But once they arrive, they find that the insurrection that occurred earlier that morning had caused many of the shopkeepers to close for the day. A single light in the back of the bazaar illuminates a lone merfolk cellar. They meet a strange seller with magical items that does seem open, but they buy items to help Mira grow legs, because she has a tail, and for Mizu to gain higher defenses. Princess Seer recognizes this seller is actually Gorzik from the Order of the Tides, and Gorzik slides her a receipt, with a note written on the back. Later on, they venture to the Abyssal Palace, where they get a message from King Thrine, their father. When the party arrives, he wishes only to speak with Princess Seer, shutting even Mizu out. In private, he tells Seer to keep Mizu from getting the Death Book by all means possible, and he sanctions everything she can do. Thrine laments over the death of Venphyras, but Seer vows to use whatever power necessary to bring her back. And this seems very important. So we're going to return now into the Abyssal Palace. You have just spoken with King Thrine. Cato is kind of outside talking to some couriers who are going off doing some things. And you guys are in this hallway, underwater, with different architecture around you from old kingdoms. And you're kind of by yourselves for a moment. What would you like to do? The princesses and Mira are together.
Seer kind of looks around to her sisters and to Mira. She kind of just very bluntly says, "Do you think people hate Azir?"
I don't love it.
Why would anybody hate Azir? It's like fucking the best. It's better than any of these places we've been to.
It's really stuffy there.
Well, I mean, as someone who's lived in Eudothia, I'd say we don't have the best perception of Azir. That's like common.
But like you haven't been yet, right?
No, only heard about all the greatness that
It's overwhelming.
exists here.
Yeah.
Just wait. You'll get it. You'll get it.
It just... I asked because they never really... I don't know. Being a princess of Azir, I've always just thought about it from that angle. And now I'm just like... There was something... They mentioned we can't blame all food folk. And I was in this place of... It's so easy when we're like defending ourselves to like not think about the other people involved in this. And now it's just all kind of hitting me that... Like, we obviously love this place, but Olivine hates us, which is whatever. But to convince people who live down here to fight for him when he's not here... Like, what did he pitch to the merfolk to turn him against us? Like, are we that despicable that it didn't take much? Maybe we are just missing something. And I feel like that's my next thing. I feel like I need to see beyond being a princess of Azir. And I need to see what people think the Princess of Azir are, because technically the way we've been received has not been the best. No one really knows us. They know of us, and what they do know is we're very powerful, which sounds cute for us, but to them kind of just seems like we might just be weapons running around for
Scary.
people.
Well, aren't we?
I mean, I literally am a weapon. I'm trained for that, but like, looks over at Mizu, kind of looks back. I don't think everyone's really like processed the way in which we can really affect the world and maybe even change it. I think I don't know, maybe I'm just thinking of too far ahead, but we seem to be at another impasse in which we may be deciding if we're going to start another war that lasts hundreds of years, and I kind of don't want to do that. We've lived that. We've lived through the Adothian War. We've also lived through Olivine's oppression, and I kind of feel like, I don't know, maybe using this anger could be a way to pivot how things are going. Maybe we do need to talk to the food folk to see if they hate us, or maybe we cut off Olivine's head, or whoever cut off Olivine's head, and a bunch of other ones grew out of that. Kind of like if Thrine died, like that'd be really dramatic, but then his 5 daughters would step right up into his place and be 5 Thrines. And I feel like we might be in a position similar
4
to that.
daughters.
Okay, well, they're fine.
It's still fresh.
We're counting all of us. And I don't know. I think maybe we can change the perception of Azir, because as you said, you've never been to Azir. You only know what you've heard of it. Maybe we should do a better job of presenting Azir, or representing what we believe is Azir, and not just what we've been told
I don't
to
know.
do.
Princess Mizumino seems to be the perfect embodiment of all that has ever been preached to me about Azir.
I mean, I am pretty great, so I'm really grateful that my greatness like shines through to like make the city proud. That makes me really happy. Thank you, Mara.
My point.
And even that is kind of, weird. I look over at Celia. Celia and I are also princesses, but we are nothing like Mizu. And there's also Rissi and Vinny, who are also nothing like, the other ones. And so I think if you're only looking at one aspect of the thing, it could be very blinding, but also extremely useful to instigate some chaos. People hate Azir, so it's easy to turn people against us in fights. But if they thought we were as nice as we believe we were, and they also actually felt that way, then it'd be harder to turn people against us.
Well, I don't really know how we would turn people in our favor when there's so many places that we go and they're just aggressive.
I think that is their choice, and I think it's on us to try to do everything in our power to balance out those scales, figure out why they are aggressive towards us, princesses of Azir, because if it was anyone else coming here, they wouldn't last as long as we would.
Well, I mean, are there... Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, are there places that, y'all know you're not really that known, that you could get an unbiased opinion, in a way?
What about Winding City?
Oh, that's on land. I doubt people know about the princesses of Azir on land. Maybe, though.
We know a
Perfect
few
place.
people who are at least on their way there.
I think going somewhere that no one... Well, that... I agree. I agree with that. I guess I'm torn between starting new relations and fixing the ones that we currently have. So Wingding City would be nice to start with a presentation of what Azir is, but when it comes to us being in Eudothia, dealing with that is a harder thing because they do have expectations of us versus Winding, who's just who the fuck are you? Just be nice and we don't care. But Dothians were going to war with us, and I feel like we can turn people we were at war with to our allies without the chaoticness of making them do it because we say so. I think that is the much better way, and I hate that I'm saying this, to do what Olivine tried to do, because obviously he was just bad at uniting the children of Silvernell if you grow up and he just kills you. So perhaps it's time for all of the children of Silvernell to stand together as a unit, and maybe in that way we can stop. I just don't want to have to keep fighting wars. I don't want Henry to have to go to war. Though I enjoy war and it's my thing, it's a weird thing for me. I know I'm good at it. I don't enjoy being good at taking life, but I recognize what I was meant to do. But even in that, I chose to be a healer. I went against my natural nature so that I could do more. And I don't think Azir has ever gone against his natural nature to see if it could do more. I feel like it's always just done what Azir does, which is defend itself by any means necessary, which has worked for a while, but Olivine is gone. And I feel like this is our only chance to...
Well, what
someone else...
Should we give something to them? We have money. We can give them money. We can give them trade.
I think they just need attention, to be honest with you. It sounds like in this battle between us and Olivine for Eudothia, it seemed like he just won with giving them more attention, so that's why they ended up liking him more. So if we as a kingdom can come in and represent and give them a little bit more attention, maybe we can sway things with them before we even have to offer, anything additional to help. We can always use that on the back burner.
Yeah, and I mean, y'all definitely made quite the entrance, I would say, when we destroyed chunk of the city. But you
I
did
think
so much
they
good
kind of
coming in. I
destroyed it,
mean,
too.
like, the Shadow Sirens are no more. The Conclave also got concluded, so...
I think we're in a pretty good place to make some forward advancement. And I can only say that that happened because of all the work that Venphyras put in, making allies like you and the rest of the council. Without the balance of peace, war would be just chaotic. So if I had to just, that's why I didn't choose, or I guess that's why I wasn't sent here. If I had came here, I would have just
Murdered.
been swinging from the beginning to
Yeah.
seeking out order by any means necessary, and I feel like that would have been the bad bet. But that wouldn't have been, that'd have been me just doing what I was taught to do versus thinking. And Venphyras
I mean-
went against that.
Did y'all's father, like, send you off to your respective places to do your due diligence of Azir? Is that what happened? Is that how we ended up with Venphyra? She never really spoke much on that.
Yeah, I guess so. He sort of filtered it a little bit more for me, where he was like, "Hey, we're gonna giving you a little bit of a vacation, Celia. We're gonna send you to Shark Food Island, Celia. You're gonna sign a couple of documents, Celia." I didn't really hear the documents part of that though when he was explaining it to me. I heard vacation and latched to that.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I think a funny thing about us is we don't really get to make lots of choices. We just kind of do what is expected of us. So no, we didn't really, I guess, pick where we went. Thrawn did.
Well, maybe that's
don't know
part of
why.
your problem, is you're not making your own choices. Is that why you're not feeling fulfilled within all of this, or not understanding what's happening? Because they're not the choices that you've made, so they're not yours to really understand the consequences of?
Me personally?
I mean, really, like, y'all as a group, I mean...
Well, I think
feel like
that's
there's
the dissent. I don't think I take, much like you don't sit in the same mental space as other merfolk. I don't sit
True.
in the same mental space as other water ganassi or princesses. I think if we did just live up to our nature, a lot of us would be a lot more like my Ars Dart to Mizu. And I feel like if we avoided our nature and wanted to go towards our responsibilities, some of us might turn out like my Ars Dart to Celia. And feel like there's a balance, and I don't think I've actually ever found mine. I think I just made a choice and ran with it. So whereas Mizu blended in, I did not, because I could not. And so there was no point in me trying to do that. And I feel like that's something I learned from Lily. Sometimes no matter how hard you try to fit in, you are different, and that is okay. I don't think that needs to be an issue, but when people try to erase that difference so that you can fit in, it becomes really weird in your head. And so that's why I'm so defensive when Mizu speaks that.
Pardon me,
in
princesses.
certain ways.
I apologize for interrupting. You see Kato walks up. She's got a small box with her. We were commissioned by your kingdom earlier for a small ion stone for Princess Mizu. Your father said that this would help you capture your moments so that the people of Azir could see. I'm sorry, he didn't give me much after that. I assume this is something he spoke with you about.
Don't worry, I know exactly what he means. Thank you, Daddy.
Is there anything else we can take care of? Tomorrow morning we are going to have a meeting, council member Mira. I think we have a pretty good checklist already that we're going to present to the entire council. I don't know if you want to look over this. You can take it home
I'll
with
give
you.
it a scan, for sure. I'll look it over.
Just be on top of your game, because I think this is the moment.
I'll be on top of everything. Don't worry.
Alright, I'll have it sent to your house.
Oh, you don't just, like, have a copy right now to pass off? That's not how this
sorry,
is
I do.
happening?
I didn't know if you were leaving. I'll be right back. She's gonna leave to go get the paper.
Oh.
Mizu's gonna kind of, now that she's left, like, gesture to it and, like, raise an eyebrow and see, Daddy's afraid of my natural instincts. That's why this is the first time he's ever let me out of the kingdom, and now he wants to spy on me.
The hell is that thing?
like, I don't know, to record myself, and she's gonna like hold it out, and she's just gonna kind of like pose and like flip her hair a little bit.
As you hold out the box, extend it to your arm, you get a lot of momentum, and it stops, and the little metal latch goes ding, 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 ding. Just like flaps on its little hinge, obviously showing the crease around that it's just the box storing the item.
And she's gonna go, oh.
Can't hear you.
You have to open it.
Can't hear you.
Maybe we can. I was like,
She's gonna go, oh. And then she's gonna pull it and take it back and open it to see what's inside of the box.
There is this radiating pink stone with like a mist about a millimeter on every side of it. So it almost looks like a misty ball, but as you like grab it and move it, kind of comes out of the mist as the mist follows it and stays around it.
That's cute.
I told you he wants to spy on me. She's gonna say she kind of just like holds it and goes back and forth like this and holds it out and gives like a big toothy smile and flips her hair over her shoulder a little bit and then pulls it back like to her chest again.
keep your friends close, keep your competition closer.
Kato walks back up with the paper and hands you the rough outline of the proposal for tomorrow morning to the council.
Well, thank you, Kato. I appreciate doing that.
I appreciate you and the princesses. Honestly, once everything gets cleaned up and everything gets sorted, this is going to be a day remembered. For certain.
For certain.
You see-
Toodaloo.
Oh, well, have a good evening. I'll see you in the morning.
What was that guy's name?
Bye.
Oh, that's Kato.
Oh, Kate. Kato.
She's pretty mid.
Looks like it.
She's known as the swing vote around here.
Mm-hmm. That fence straddler.
Do you think that the Council of Merit now has the ability to maintain this, or do you think you're going to need some more assistance in other aspects?
Well, let's see what she's proposing. And Mira looks down to see what the plan is.
Okay, so there are more explanations, but there's 4 big bullet points. They're establishing equal rights, cultural exchange programs, diplomatic relation enhancements, and education and awareness campaigns.
Well, this sounds good. That sounds like good stuff. Yeah, I feel like there's good infrastructure here. In order to answer Seer.
And do you think that the merfolk will follow along?
Well, with merfolk, we kind of have, like, this deal where if you don't follow along, you end up not following anything at all. You get what I mean?
Roll an insight check, Mira Rage.
Insight. Hell yeah. 16 plus 8. That's high.
That's good
20
enough.
24.
You know that right now you're going from a dictatorship of Olivine into more of a meritocracy, which is a more focused government on who's the best at skills. And then the highest of those peaks of skills form the Council of Merits in this government. So this, Valithia killing your sister was an attempt to display power amongst the capital, really, to show and ripple throughout the community that she was the true leader by usurping this new government in the eyes of Olivine, who she believes is her, she's ascended from. However, you can know that there's something factual about that story will carry. There's no television, there's no radio, there's no iPhones. That story carries and builds, especially when it's a big event. But the government, with the aid of the princesses of Azir and a random phoenix who has not been seen in centuries, just took down the Cerulean Conclave and the Secret Sirens, 2 known factions that the other people joined. So it's going to be like no one's left to protect you if you disagree, and look how powerful they are. They called upon things we haven't seen in this tundra place forever. So, insightfully, now's the perfect time to strike with changes and cementing. So you think it's going to be received really well. But the proposal is the thing that sets it in motion. So that's the most important right now.
And strike we shall.
So you're looking over at this proposal very right now. It's like, perhaps, perhaps some sort of. Guess I shouldn't say this because of history, but some sort of military force and/or sport. I know merfolk typically have a predisposition to using lots of energy and a aggressive combative nature, and that is sometimes can be channeled and or focused into more productive things. I just noticed on your proposal, it doesn't really have any things that release physical energy in the body, if that makes sense. I'm a very kinesthetic person. When I get mad, I like to move around. Me and Lily like to spar sometimes. So maybe some sort of thing that can help with that energy needing to go somewhere and it not being, fighting in the streets and killing people. It could be, it's a meritocracy. It could be a sport. Make it one of the things that you do. Like it's some sort of ring or something, or I don't know.
Club.
True. I mean, it was always just like a brothel beforehand, but we could turn that into a sport.
When in doubt, legalize it.
Yeah.
Council member Undine with a couple of pages is going to swim back from where their hallways with the rooms are. Some lights are going to kind of dim down from where they came from. He's going to tell you, good evening, Mira. He's going to thank you, princesses, for everything. Get some rest. Be careful in the streets, as there's a little bit of civil unrest right now. But he's telling you that they're closing this council area of the Abyssal Palace. There's the more public, open areas. Just let you know they're going to close the doors in a bit. And then he's going to take off with the pages as he's answering questions.
Well, we mentioned striking while the iron's hot. I heard civil unrest, and I think this could be the time to put my money where my mouth is and see if we can calm the civilians.
And how do you suppose you're going to calm the civilians?
I could yell at them, tell them to stop.
You said they like force, but I mean, I guess just
That's provoking.
if they're doing something, just getting them to not. If they're like breaking into things, just having them stop, or just like, I don't know. Actually, don't have an idea of how to do that.
I'm really great at convincing people to do like almost anything. Like people listen to me really well, so I could probably just tell them to like not, and they
It's
wouldn't.
actually really annoying. They do.
So we're going to send Mizu to the streets in order to speak with the unrested.
I think we should go to the streets as a unit with Mizu to show that we are helping.
For sure. It's all unit based, yes.
Yeah, just to show that we are like trying to quell the unrest here in a new way that the merfolk haven't seen, and they also don't associate with the oppressive Azerians.
No, that's a good look. That's a good look to take on for the princesses. I'm game for that.
Speaking of optics, I'm learning from Mizu, though I hate to say that out loud. It is sometimes about perception.
Perception is reality.
Yeah. And she starts to, I suppose, head out of the Council of Merits, since they're closing up anyways.
Okay, as you're heading
Off the
out, there
balcony.
are some of the merfolk soldiers. I don't know what you even call them. They're not that organized. Fighting on behalf of Eudothia. They're kind of checking people just to make sure everything's good. They've had to get a lot of fighters out of there from the two separate factions fighting against them. So they're just kind of eyeing everyone. You see as normally they would be giving you like a scoff, like a lesser race, but they're all very intrigued because of everything's happening today. And you notice you get a lot of their attention. Even a small group that seems to be walking, one of them reading a scroll that's looking at you, but the others, and they're walking towards the prison. And you kind of pass them and walk out. Lots of things are being cleaned up. All the bodies are off the ground, but you see fighting and scorch marks. Businesses that are trying to fix their covers of their wooden shack shops. A lot of the seaweed is burned, and there's a lot of smoke and black seaweed. So it's kind of the aftermath of a big fight that morning. But there are people swimming about.
Oh, so many things that I could do. Do I help people? Do I go to this prison? Do I? Seer is...
options.
Yeah, Seer is currently of the mindset, once she sees I guess, the people heading towards the prison, and she's reminded, and she's like, Lincoln. Do you think
Yeah.
we should probably go like we should probably go meet Venphyras' boyfriend, right? I feel like that he's in jail, and so that could, seems like and maybe unrightfully.
That sounds right.
Don't know that part, but I'm interested to at least meet him
Yeah.
and see if that and make sure that is, since Venphyras is not here to fix that or to address that currently. I would like to step up into her place and make sure her man doesn't die in there, or is not already dead. So I think Seir convinces herself that she's gonna go towards the prison.
Okay.
Kind of starts out walking like kind of aimlessly, and then there's like a moment she hones in, and she's like beelining
Prison.
towards the prison. She's like, oh shit.
Mizu's been walking just like behind Seer, about 5 feet behind her, just smiling and waving as they walk through to people, like a little princess wave, but like following behind her in her like confusion.
Okay,
Like, this is
Mizu,
normal.
give me a performance check.
Oh,
22.
yes, ma'am.
A lot of people who are cleaning up and some people who are whispering about things they heard about the morning are turning and looking at you, and there's not a disdain, there's a legit curiosity. You are piquing people's interest as you go by, an interest that could possibly build. As you guys continue to swim, you've outswam past the guards that are swimming past you. You're getting to the prison. As you get closer to the prison, through these seaweed walls that go through you as you're swimming through, you can see over the water. I know Seer has the highest passive perception. Seer, you can see the water is slightly murkier. It looks like this is on your right side, so it's going south a little bit. So it's like at the top of where the seaweed is. You're very close to the surface of the water at this point, almost at the shore that goes to this icy tundra. And as you get and see this giant underwater prison, it looks like a building that just kind of fell into the water. It's kind of tilted. The corner of it is just at the surface of the water. And you can see there's like a pterodactyl like flying and landing on top of the thing on the outside of the water. It's rippling. What the hell is that? But there is a lot of guards on the outside and a line of chained up different insurrectionists.
Going, I guess, just like outside the prison. Are they headed into the prison?
Looks like it is a line waiting processing. This is probably
Oh.
a big movement processing all of these people that were caught alive. People weren't immediately executed. They're going to be held.
And we already know that he's been in there for a while, so he won't be in this group. I was gonna do shit,
True.
but I don't care if he's not in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think just skipping the line, if it looks like it's for checking in prisoners, is there like I guess finding a guard would be the best way to go instead of just like wandering around aimlessly like I know what's going on.
There's
I'll
gotta
look
be
for
a visitor center. Right?
Yeah, I'll look for a guard and ask for directions. Be like, I'm trying to find a visitor center. I'm trying to see someone who's inside the prison.
Okay, Mira is going to remind you there's no visitor center.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
There's no
in this
visitor
hostile utopia. But there are some guards. As you swim up, kind of get one's attention, who's kind of watching the back of the line. There's one right behind him, who's just kind of watching. He turns. Hey, halt! We're processing prisoners right now. You need to leave this area.
Princesses of the Zirian Kingdom and a member of the Council of Merits, we're just looking for a prisoner who was kidnapped or was
My apologies.
arrested, but not attached to the stuff that just happened. He's already inside the jail.
Council member Mira Rage, my apologies. Who specifically are you looking for?
Lakin, is he in here still?
I would have to check our but I believe he's still here after the influx of everything's kind of crazy right now, but I think we still have him.
Yeah. Is there a way that we would be able to see him?
My apologies,
questions
Council
we
member
have.
Mira, but due to the circumstances of his imprisonment, given your disappearance, I will need to see official paperwork from the council signed as per normal. It's just a little too close to the accusations.
The accusations of what exactly? Because I feel like you're bouncing around a subject when you need to be direct about a subject.
So, all you know, Mira, is that you got captured in the Eudothia area with Lakin. You both got captured. However, Valithia released Lakin. So that's all you know. So you really have no questions about this. So as he's looking at you kind of very confused, I'm sorry, I have explicit instructions, council member. I mean, I'm very happy to see you, but we have explicit instructions for a specific signed document for the entire council.
Yeah, but like, I'm just asking for words right now, an explanation. I don't understand why you need documentation to give me that.
Oh, my apologies. I thought you wished to see them. Yes, we have them.
Oh, you have him, but I was inquisitive as to like what this suspicion is that you have of him as to why he wound up here in the first place. To make sure we're all on the same page of understanding, if that's fine. Because you seem to be talking like suspectly about it. I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, the accusation is that you kidnapped Lakin and somehow he got free. And somehow you were disappearing in cahoots with the secret sirens. Have you been to the Abyssal Palace?
Oh yeah, I've been there. I've hung out with the Council of Merits already. We killed Valithia, who ran the secret sirens.
Right. That's fantastic. I will just need the signed document. I have explicit instructions. You'll have to forgive me. You know how this works.
I completely understand. The destroyed city behind me isn't documentation enough of what happened this morning. Let me go get your paperwork for you, since there's nothing better for me to fucking do right now besides try to get into this fucking prison. I hope you feel the anger that's erupting from me with this conversation transpiring. Do you still want your paperwork? Is that a thing? Is that happening? Or can I go already? Because now I am just worked into a tizzy. I hate being in a tizzy. You know how I get when I get in a tizzy. Why?
Roll an intimidation check.
I like the sight of her.
What is this about?
That's an 18 plus 5. 20...
If
3.
Just stay right here, and I will go. We'll go talk to the warden.
Thank you. Let me work myself out of a tizzy while you do that.
Okay, he is going to pull another merfolk. He's going to swim into his spot as he's going to take off inside for a moment. As you wait, up from behind you comes this very suspicious group of merfolk guards with the one with the scroll. This all as they kind of come up, the one with the scroll says, "Council member, kind of in a rush to get to the prison this evening. How are you?"
I apparently am in a rush. How are you?
I'm very good. Is there something I can help you with?
I'm sorry. I just had myself worked into a tizzy. I'm not meaning to project it onto you right now. I'm just trying to get to Lakin to understand why these accusations are being thrown around of what transpired.
Well, perfect timing. I bring with me signed paperwork from Council Member Pontius, giving him a full release, given the circumstances. Perfect.
Was Pontius the one that put him in there?
Yes.
Huh.
Noted.
Well, I'll be just you want to come with me? We'll go speak to the warden?
Yeah, for sure. Let's do that.
Okay, you go swim, follow him into this prison. It's very loud, it's very crowded. It's like 3 floors of open cells. You just hear loud chanting and yelling. There's like a fight going on the other side. You go into this room where there's like 5 people waiting in a line outside that look like they're actually official soldiers trying to get a word in. As you shut the door, there's that same merfolk guard. I'm just saying the council member wishes to here she is right now. And as you swim in, you see the warden is this just like really large dark green merfolk that's just looks like papers all over his desk, as it looks like he's growing in his chair almost. Council member Mira, welcome.
Thank you. I worked myself out of a tizzy that he was telling you about, and we have paperwork.
In swims the guy with the scroll who lays it on his desk. Oh, all right. He's going to sign off of it, roll it, put it away. He's going to get up and swim with the keys. He's going to tell that guard to go back. and he's gonna go with you guys. The guards with the soldiers are like, they sign off, they leave, so it's you guys swimming with the warden over to a prison cell, and you swim to the cell. There's like, cells are packed with 5 or 6 guys. This one's just by itself, and as you swim in, you see on the far end is this bed, and just laying flat on the bed that has this little book open, you see this like light green merfolk who's wearing like these kind of ripped shorts a little bit with legs, kind of webbed feet, same general seaweed aesthetic. He's very muscular, just kind of laying back in bed reading this book. Warden knocks on the bars. Lakin, you're free. Kind of leans his head up, puts the book down. Just kind of closes his book. Kind of swims up. The warden unlocks the door, holds it up. Well, come on, we're gonna fill this cell. Lakin kind of swims to the front and looks at you. Mira.
Lakin.
He swims up and hugs you.
I hug back. I love a hug.
Sears looking at Lakin, the back of Lakin, and making eyes at Mizu, and she's like,
Don't like the vibe. I don't like the vibe.
He says, "What the fuck happened? How did you get
That's
out?"
what. That's a great question. I also would love to know how I got in, because I feel like you might know based off conversations I've had in the past 5 minutes.
Can we talk outside of here? I have some crazy shit to tell
We
you.
can talk anywhere. We can talk and swim, baby. We can talk and do that at the same
Just kind
time.
of salutes at the warden. Flips him off. They swim off. As you kind of go outside, he's just kind of looking at everybody. Holy shit. What the fuck happened?
Fight.
You see, Lakin, what
Girlfriend.
happened was, yeah, your girlfriend happened. She got
Yeah.
pissed off. She
Venphyras.
got pissed off when she found out what you did.
Wait, what I did? Where is she? Where is Venphyras?
Isn't
Princess.
that the question?
It took you
When
long
you love
enough to
an
ask
answer.
that. Took you
Talking
long
about people.
enough.
Sorry, I haven't been introduced yet. I'm Lakin. I work for the Council
Oh.
of Merits.
These are
Hi.
Venphyra's sisters.
Princess
Princess
Mizumino of the
Mizumino.
Assyrian Kingdom, bitch.
same time.
I feel like they said that in unison, the twins, and then the pause and the bitch too was also in unison.
Yeah.
Pleasure to meet you, Lakin.
And then don't forget to introduce yourself to Celia over here as well.
That's what I'm doing, Lake. I'm sorry. Hi.
Yeah, we're
My
not,
name
not
is-
shaking hands, homie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm just
sorry.
frustrated, Lakin, because from the conversations I've had, it seems that there was a snake in the mix, and it might have been you.
Whoa, Mira, what the fuck are you talking about? We both
tell
got
me,
kidnapped
Lakin.
by Valithia. She took me out and hand-delivered me with some fucking scheme about me, about you kidnapping me. It was all bullshit, and Pontius ate it up.
And why did
Maybe-
Pontius eat that up?
I don't
Why was
know.
the
I wasn't there. Why are you so heated at me?
He's in a tizzy. Maybe Pontius might be your snake in the grass amongst your Council of Merits. Valithia would need some assistance from the inside. And we know it.
And you're
Probably
not
wasn't you.
fucking with us, Lakin,
Look,
right?
look, cut the shit. Where's Venphyras? Okay, I need to tell her something.
Yeah, is it I love you maybe? Because that's what I've been dying to ask you about. What did you mean by that? I
I
love
didn't
you,
know
I
about
think.
this. I don't know what happened here.
What do you
It's
mean
been
you
on my mind for a
think?
while.
You know Venphyras. What isn't there to love about Venphyras? A freaking princess of the Assyrian Kingdom?
We can
I
throw
love you,
back
maybe.
in jail.
Princess Mizu, are you talking about the message I sent to
Mizu
Venphyras?
says yes.
The one that said I love you.
Or
maybe.
Seir says
I-
yes.
Yeah.
I didn't say I love you, maybe. I talked to her and I said I love you, and then I said maybe I should have proposed already.
Yeah, sure.
That was the
Mhm.
message.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
I'm sorry. Have I done something to you? Because I have been nothing but an ally to Azir with Venphyra. I have been helping her this entire time. I don't understand this. If I've done
It's true.
anything, I'll try to make up for it.
Are you
Okay.
bad at math?
I don't think so.
Okay, that would add up because I'm pretty sure your little message got cut off there. At least her
Oh,
translation stopped aggressively after, I think.
Oh.
Oh, maybe I didn't really take into account the 25 words thing. I'm sorry, I was kind of in a rush. But that's what I meant to say. Is that what she thinks I said? Is that maybe I love her? Wait,
That's the
I'm
thought
sorry,
she had
where-
in her head
is
right
she
before
here?
she died. I feel like I say that at the same time he says that. That's the thought she had in her head right before she died.
We can't speak to if it was the last thought before she died.
It's more dramatic if we say that.
What?
It is.
What? Why? How? Where? What happened? Where is she?
Well,
is she?
It's not. Hang on.
Is
It's
she
not
being-
permanent. It's not permanent.
Where is she?
It's
We
just-
should go to her. We should go to her.
Which part of her?
I think she's in a closet at the moment.
Oh
Or
no,
my
that's just her
pocket.
head. Yeah, part of her's there.
Always out of pocket. I pull out a finger.
Lakin, there's not too much to think here other than everything's going to be fine.
He's
But
gonna
it's
ask
currently
me what
cooked.
happened.
And
Well-
Sierra will give she'll go back to like the message happens, us going to the island, her trading out her druid power for the moon power because she wanted more strength to come and like fight this fight, get her boyfriend out. On the way here, first thing that happens is she goes down. And then we, picking up the torch that she left for us, went through the city, did a bunch of fighting, found Valithia, killed Valithia, found her body, took her down, planned to resurrect her, wanted to break you out because we figured that would be something nice for Venphyra. No charisma, all fact.
He kind of puts his hand out. May I? Gesturing towards the finger.
Oh, he's gonna put a ring on it.
That's gross.
Damn you, Tanner.
Poetic.
I'm
You-
sorry.
I give him the finger.
You wash your hands first. You were just in prison.
I think he was chilling.
He swims
Seer
away from you
Venphyra
guys
is
because,
big
my
thing.
God. He swims away. No, Seer, nothing. He swims away. So you can have your moment in a second. He's having a moment by himself. And now I'm not even going to
That's
tell you what he says in the moment. You're just going to go and see him
No.
over there for 5 minutes.
He's having a breakdown.
Because he does not feel comfortable at all exposing himself around you monsters.
And he shouldn't.
I'm building warriors here.
And while that's happening,
love.
I'm going to take a 10-minute bathroom break. We're going to go to a bathroom break, and I'm going to drink more and cry over how judgmental you are over it, Lake. All right. Anyways, bathroom break. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Princesses of Power, episode 28 from our bathroom break. Hope you had a good bathroom break. Don't forget, if you're on YouTube, hit subscribe. Follow us. We have content coming out all the time, and it's an all-connected story. It's the world's longest story. More than Marvel. I love Marvel. Anyways, welcome back. Where were we?
Welcome back. We were yelling at Lakin.
Oh yeah,
He
yelling at
walked away.
Lakin. Lakin
Sulk.
just walked away. Not to sulk.
He's
Well, you
sulking.
have no idea.
He looks like he's.
I
Um,
don't, so I assume he's sulking.
So what do you want to do while he is doing something that you perceive as sulking?
As he walks away, I go, "Oh, by the way, congratulations, Celia. You did get the most kills. Woo. Second place technically is Arista because of that mega. What was it? The Megasword, the big thing,
the
which
dinosaur.
gave her a bunch of points. Me in third, and then honorable mention. Missy was right behind me, 1 kill behind me, with 4th place. Mira, you joined late. I'm so sorry.
Somebody cheated,
fine.
so I would have won.
Celia, you gain a GM inspiration.
Hey, I'll take it.
And that was 9 kills,
Thank
9
you.
recorded kills,
Ooh.
or 9 points. I guess.
Mizu's gonna look at the rest of the group and go, so we're in agreement. We don't like that guy, right?
Oh no.
I mean, I like him. I was just projecting a bit when he came out. I'm in an untrustworthy state, but it seems like now I can like point that at Pontius, so I'm good with Lakin again.
I'm always in an untrustworthy state, so I try not to just always be neutral towards people. And he's not my boyfriend, so I'm neutral towards him. And I don't think he's evil. I just think he's less than effective.
Yeah, maybe we were as a whole like a little too hard on him. Vinny did have like really nice things to say about him when we talked about him a few times, besides like his failure to commit to her or whatever. But like other than that, she's said he was a nice guy.
Well, I think he regrets not putting, a ring on that finger based off what he's doing with that finger right now.
I hope that's what he's doing with that finger.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's
Hey, what are you
true.
doing with that finger?
He's gonna swim back and say thank you and hand the finger back.
What are you doing with that?
And say he will meet up with you all another time. Mibra, he will probably see you in the council tomorrow. Good evening.
I reach out to him and take his hand. When Vinny comes back, there is a chance that she will not be able to return to the sea. I will do my best to keep you updated on that endeavor.
And also, the Council of Merits does not know about this.
Oh, no one knows about Venphyras, so
It's literally just us that knows about Venphyras, so if anything happens that someone else finds out, we know where to look.
Your secret's safe with me. I guess I'll hear more at the council tomorrow.
True.
One
May the
last
gods-
thing.
Yes.
Do some squats or wear some pants, man.
Thank you, Princess Celia.
Yeah.
He's gonna swim off.
Bye.
why can we never be serious?
I just don't like him.
Maybe after some squats, he'll grow on you. I think Seir wants to, I feel like she's like I said, she has that energy in her body. She needs to release it. So I think she wants to go, and you mentioned people were like boarding up stuff and kind of like fixing things up. She wants to go and like start helping with that any way that she can. But yeah, I guess like kind of just seeing what's happening and trying to offer aid.
Sure,
to
as
people
you
around.
swim back to kind of past the Edge Bazaar towards where the Abyssal Palace is, roll me a perception check. And is everybody kind of going that direction as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perception is gonna be a 25.
Yeah, so you see a different, kind of a charcuterie board of problems that need to be fixed amongst the merfolk. But there's one that seems it can be fixed. There is kind of an awning that has fallen over where it looks like there's a place where a lot of children, maybe like not necessarily an orphanage, but it looks like someone's has a lot of kids there. It doesn't look like it's just one family. But there's this lady trying to kind of rally some like young merfolk together while these other merfolk are trying to prop up this awning. But it looks like she's not got good control, and it looks like kids are starting to swim off, and she's trying to wrangle them in.
Yeah, I will start moving that way. And I'll kind of direct Mira towards the awning because she's large and useful. And I will kind of direct Mizu to the kids. Can we maybe help wrangle them up? I know you're good at holding attention, so maybe we can grab them up. And then she just kind of goes over and also adds in. She's not physically strong, so I don't think she would like try to lift anything up, but like she would maybe help with wrangling the kids or getting more information out of the lady. But
I'll do some lifting.
Okay. As you're just connecting to your core, trying to create a barricade, keeping these kids in, making eye contact with this merfolk woman to help, go ahead and roll me a straight charisma check at disadvantage because she didn't see you inside. And Mira, go ahead and roll me an athletics check.
That's a 15, unfortunately.
No, it's
But
okay.
fortunately. I know, just have a high plus so I rolled low.
A 3. Gotta love disadvantage.
Okay, so
Oh, damn.
Mira, you're
Yeah.
able to swim up and get a good hold of it and help that prop them up as they're trying to get that thing stabilized and connected with the joints. But as Seer goes up to help this woman, she kind of freaks out and backs up and just starts telling for all the kids to kind of come this way. And most of the kids do, but there's a couple that swim out past Seer. And she just kind of gasps and kind of swims after those kids. And as she does, this entire group of merfolk children just kind of start slowly wandering out.
As Mizu starts to see this happen, she's gonna cast mass suggestion on all of the, like, as many of the kids that she can see. I can get up to 12, so if there's more
There's
than
not even 12 there, and they have horrible stats, so it's going to succeed on all of them. So what is your
Okay,
suggestion?
she's gonna say, "Hey guys, let's play a game." And she's gonna like gesture over and like motion for all of them to come sit down, or like kind of.
So
like
you'll get
sit,
one
like,
suggestion, and once they do that suggestion, it'll be done. So make sure the suggestion isn't just sit, otherwise they'll sit and then be unsuggested.
Once. So I have to say it in like a whole thing.
Like one sentence.
Okay,
It's really
okay.
like- yeah.
She's gonna say, "Hey kids, let's play a game. Come sit down. We're gonna play Duck Duck Goose."
They all swim into this big circle around you.
And Black Protag has redeemed Seir Goth gets messed up. Bring him back up, oldie but a goodie.
Okay, so as you watch these merfolk kids swim by, you see her and
Throw up on the
and look back, you see that woman going after, but she turns and sees all those kids kind of disseminate and kind of freaks out, and she grabs those kids by the legs and holds them. And as you see her squeeze those legs, you're not paying attention. One of those kids that was running up to the circle just kind of swam really close to you, and they have a fin on the back of their neck, and it just slices through your armor and cuts your back and does 4 piercing damage. It brings a lot of pain to your back, as you were just there to help.
Oh, no pain, no gain.
And I'll say that Mizu, like, I don't know if she's still like interfering. Did that lady come and start grabbing the kids out of it?
No, she swims up and sees them playing and looks at you. And as you look at her,
Mizu's going around too. I'm gonna say she's going first. So she's like, they're all sitting and she's going around, duck, 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 and she's gonna look at the lady as she walks up and just give her like a smile and a wink, and then she's gonna keep going, duck, 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 goose, and then she's gonna start swimming in a circle.
Okay, she kind of smiles, looks kind of hesitant, but whatever you're doing seems to work. So she's going to take those kids that were crying that she's got by the fins, and she's going to take inside. And after a bit, she's going to come back out and kind of watch you and nod at you like it's okay.
Mizu's gonna keep doing that, and keeping the kids entertained as long as she can, in hopes that like they can get everything fixed in order for like the kids to go back. And she's gonna like prolong the game as to keep the spell going until she can see that like they've fixed it, and then she'll end the game.
What are you doing?
So good that she
Celia?
attracts a scene, thanks to Black Protag. Redeemed Mizu attracts a scene.
Okay, all right. As that's happening, 1 second, Celia. Some merfolk that had just finished fixing some of the huts that were broken down in this insurrection kind of swim towards you guys. Kind of amazed, because this place is known for being very rowdy, especially these kids. So as some people are kind of brushing off, cleaning off from the day, hauling some wood, everyone's kind of moving a little closer towards this home, attracting more of the townsfolk, getting more of the attention that Seer originally wanted. And what are you doing, Princess Celia?
I think my original intention was going to be play bad cop in case any of the kids act up and walk away. So I think I'll just be like standing on the side, looking all tough like an authority figure. Duh.
All right, intimidation.
Supervising our game of Duck Duck Goose.
Yeah.
Intimidation check with disadvantage because they're focused on this suggestion spell they're under.
Okay. All right, so that is a 4 plus 6.
Thank you, disadvantage.
So that's like a 12.
They're not looking at you at all.
plus 6 is not 12.
They do not. Yeah, it's a 10.
Yeah.
They are not. You get no reading from them because they are not paying attention to you.
Success. Yes.
More people are starting to watch. This woman who's swimming there tells you in common that it's okay. It's time for them to eat.
Mizu will call out to the kids and go, "All right, kids, game's over. It was nice playing with you." And then she'll, like, end the game, technically.
As soon as their attention wanes, they kind of look around and see Celia kind of standing there and just kind of swim, kind of kicking up the dirt and sand and seaweed from the bottom, kind of goes past Celia as they're going the opposite direction, just kind of kicking a plume up on Celia, who's standing as bad cop. And they kind of swim over as the merfolk mom is calling out that it's dinner as they're rushing in, and she shuts the door and she comes back to you, Princess Mizu. And she kind of looks you up and down and says, "Thank you," and she offers you 2 shells.
Mizu's gonna push her hand back and go, No, it's okay. I love kids." And she's gonna give her a smile.
What is your name?
Princess Mizu Minu of the Azirian Kingdom.
Thank you. And she's going to rush inside and shut the door.
And at that point, Mizu is gonna just kind of turn to Seer and just give Seer a little smile and a nod.
The other merfolk finish fixing the awning and allow Mira to stop letting go of the awning so Mira can join you. They thank you. They're going to give you 2 squid sandwiches that they had been making for them to eat so that you can have to thank you. Everybody gained 300 experience points for beginning the positive view of Azir amongst the townsfolk.
Yes.
That'll put you at 97, 100, I believe, because I just gave you 300.
And we have squid sandwiches.
And you have squid sandwiches.
Do people look? Are the people around who look hurt at all, or are people? Or I don't know if people got hurt during all this, or if it's just really chaotic to their day if they weren't actually involved.
Well, this happened in the morning, and this is late evening. It's getting starting to get darker out right now. It's that kind of sunsetty wash of yellows and reds on the surface above you. But no, you don't see anyone around that is hurt currently. Everyone, presumably, who has been hurt has now taken somewhere to be mended or imprisoned.
Okay. Looks over at Mira. So, when you're not at war or in court, what do you do for fun?
Oh. Well, sometimes I like to just walk around, or swim around the city and make random comments to people that make them think that I've known them for a year, or they know me, we've been besties, and they're like, "Wait, I don't know you," and I'm like, "No, you do know me." And then other times I just like to play peekaboo with the seaweed that's around. There's all sorts of weird things that you can find.
As everyone sits in this, listening to that, Lakin swims up. My apologies. I'm sorry, princesses. As I was swimming home, I thought there's really no reason for me to have this. So, this is something that Venphyras had. She asked me to hold. It was given by Olivine to her. So, be very
Forgot
careful
she knew
with it.
him.
Oh, they were... I wouldn't say close, but... She was very
Yep,
good
that was
at
a-
pretending to be who he wanted her to be. I'm sorry. So, this is for you. Have a good night.
Yeah, I know where she learned that from. And
Thank
Zero will
you,
put her hand
Lakin.
out to take the whatever the thing is.
And he
Hand,
swims
two
up.
hands.
It's this small box. As you open it, you just hear these small whispers, and engraved in the bottom, it says 3 questions, yes or no, answered, then disappear.
Thank God it wasn't in Aquan. It's all I have to say.
I think Steer is stressed if she speaks while this thing is open. And she's like, I'm gonna start using it. So she's gonna. Well, that could be useful. Just, of
Right.
course, put it in her pocket.
Who's answering the question though?
What is it?
Don't know that part. It's some sort of object. Obviously, Olivine gave it to Vinny, but it can answer questions, yes or no. You get 3 of them, then it vanishes. Guess you really need some specific questions, or you need to know, trying to narrow something really good down. Very useful. There's a lot of things we don't know, which is, in this moment, makes it very scary. 3 questions is not enough. Yeah,
Right
don't really
now
want to
this-
walk around and fake know people. That sounds cute and chaotic.
Oh.
That sounds like something Mizu would do.
It's fun.
What
But we
kind
do
of
it
things-
like with a positive spin, because I'm like, oh, we were like besties from back in the day, and remember when we like bullied that one girl, and then we went to summer camp and repented for that? The whole thing that went down that you clearly just don't remember. I'm also bad at gaslighting, so it never works out for me.
How do you win? What's the winning condition?
Oh, there is no winning. It's just tomfoolery.
I don't really lie to people. So I don't know if I could get the same joy out of that, but I think maybe I could. I don't want to talk to people. You did mention that there were things that you found in the seaweed. What kind of things did you find? Like treasures or just seaweed?
Well, it depends on what you consider treasure. I mean, like, sometimes there's, like, little beads that you can find in seaweed that if you squeeze them real tight, they'll, like, pop and make, like, a weird smell in the water. And then sometimes there's just, like, random fish that you encounter, and some of them taste good, some of them don't taste good. Occasional body parts can be found, depending on the area you're in, but
Like
I
legs?
try not to stay in that side of town.
Oh, we got you, legs. Never mind.
We
Oh,
don't
yeah.
need any more licks. We're good. We could have
Yeah.
started there though, probably. I mean,
I'm trying to postpone that until I need to, because I'm pro tail. I don't know if you know. Pro tail, even though I want legs.
it seems to get you around pretty quickly. I do struggle to keep up, so if that's what's getting it, you're done. Then
Yeah, and it's
shame.
like thick and fleshy as like Mira like flaps her tail a little bit.
all right, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, guys, I think weren't we supposed to meet Lunkar when we got here? I know he's around because the Phoenix, but he was supposed to meet us in the seaweed thicket.
Who's Lunkar?
It's
He's
got like
the
an
Phoenix.
eye type thing.
He doesn't wear clothes.
He wasn't wearing clothes?
Also in a prison, he wears like straps of things. I wouldn't call it clothes.
Okay.
Honestly, we don't really know him. He is the rightful heir to a really cool sword that was taken from him and his family, and we gave it back to him and got him a giant flaming bird, which he used to help us here. So I feel like we should go say thanks because we did. Is he just waiting for us? Did he leave? I don't know. I feel like we should check up on that. Unless there's any objections, I don't know.
Oh no, I don't know this man. I'm cool with that.
I
Be
don't
really
know where
quick. I
he
feel like
is.
if we just
I mean, the Phoenix was
What-
very helpful in battle. I will say that much.
Yeah, it might just be like a quick check-in. He can't come down here on his own means, so maybe we just go up to the surface. We were close at the prison, just go up and if the Phoenix is there, he's probably around. But just a quick Lunkar, just for safety, just in case he is there, or if someone can reach him magically. That used to be Rissy's thing.
I have a shell phone.
I'm loud.
You could just walk through the streets yelling. I don't know his cell phone number.
Well, he's on land, so he can't swim. I mean, he can
Oh.
swim. He can't breathe underwater. He's not a sea person.
No gills.
Yeah, very much like the bird. It's not a water thing. But yeah, Sears is gonna start to, I guess, just swim vertically. Can she just swim up to the surface?
Yeah.
Just swim
It's
up.
not that far. It's
to
got to
surface.
be like maybe.
Poke your head out.
Yeah, it's not far. It's got to be like 60, 70 feet. As you swim up, you break the surface. It's much colder up here. Much colder. You see, kind of, if you're in. Where'd you just come from? You were. It would be behind you. You look up, and it's just a wall. in both directions that goes up through the clouds of ice. Okay? And then you look the other direction, and it's ocean with just like, it looks like bushes all around you from that ice wall, making a kind of semicircle, just going off hundreds of feet. That must be the top of the seaweed thicket sticking out, and then it's just ocean. And then, yeah, that's it.
She'll just give a cast thaumaturgy on her. First, she comes out of the water, very aerial moment. Then she realizes it's cold and it's not cute. She sees the ice and she's filled with a fiery rage. And then she casts thaumaturgy on herself and she yells out, "Lunkar!" And it just kind of echoes 3 times loud. And then she see it again.
Ripples across the water as the sun is setting, and the orange and yellow paints just cover the sky until it gets far off left into darkness, and you just hear your voice boom throughout over the ocean and dissipate.
And it looks up at the sky. Yeah.
Did you find him?
I mean, we can give him a
then-
minute. He probably heard you, but it might like take him a second to get here.
Yeah, she'll give it just a little bit because it's been hours since the attack happened. Like the attack, like you said, it happened this morning, and now we're coming back later on, hours later, being like, "Oh, our friend." So I will wait, 5-10 minutes to see if I see any. I feel like seeing a phoenix in the distance would be like enough to be like, "Oh, okay," any kind of sign of any change or anything. But if not, then she'll say she did it, and she'll go back underwater. But it's moved 10-15. Like, she commits to the bit.
I'm going to say a good 15 minutes pass and nothing happens.
Robert
Think
doesn't
he
like the
failed.
cold.
Yeah.
Okay, well, hopefully he's not dead, or I guess it doesn't matter now, huh? Because we
did the
finished
thing.
that. Yeah, we helped him, got him his sword. I
Is
kind
it
of would
like-
like to say goodbye, but
Is it late right now? Or is it just like evening time late?
It's like 8 o'clock. But the sun
Okay.
is setting.
It's kinda
I would
late.
like to check in on, is her name pronounced Adva? That's the other council member that had the bloating plague.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd like to just like do a house check on her because I'm like, I know we have that meeting
Okay.
tomorrow, and I'm like, are you gonna be okay for that?
Okay. You know exactly where she lives. It's not far from here. You just got to go into another neighborhood. Would you like to go there?
Yeah, I would, and y'all are welcome to join along with this. I
Yeah,
like
she'll
talk about
come.
who she is and the plague and all that shit.
very interested in the bloating plague or shimmer, as I call it, or whatever other name we use for it.
Okay. You guys all swim to one of the 3 big neighborhoods outside of this main area. You kind of go through the seaweed thicket. It's getting kind of dark. You go to her house. It's a modest home. She doesn't have a 2-story. It's a 1-story. The door is there. It is locked. You can knock on the door, but there's no response.
Is it because she
Start
can't get out
yelling,
of bed?
"You in there, girl? You dead? You alive? What's happening?" I'm like at the window with my ear like, "You okay?"
As you're looking, everybody roll me a perception check.
Perception.
I got a nat 20.
23.
Ooh, everybody
16.
stop. It doesn't matter. Mizu says
Yeah.
this.
Zero.
Nat 20. As you guys are all looking kind of through the window and knocking on the door and listening and standing or floating back, Mizu is focused on the bottom of the door, and through the crack, there's a murky green blackness that's very lightly floating in the water under the crack of the door to the outside from every part of the crack.
Mizu's not gonna say anything at first, and she's just kind of gonna like look around and look at everybody else's eyes, and then when she doesn't see anybody else like reacting, she's gonna like take her elbow and nudge Seir like kind of in the side, and then she's just gonna like point down at the bottom of the door and be like, you don't see that?
Seir's been doing this thing where she like swims closer to the height of Mira, so she's not often on the ground because she's like 4'3", so she's like trying to have more communication, and so she's like floating higher. She looks down and she sees it, and I think she goes straight to whatever this lady's name is has probably popped, and she will like mention that to Mira. That's not a good sign. That normally happens after they are
I
no
don't
longer with.
I don't think we should open that door. I think something might ooze out of there if it's not already starting to.
Yeah, we don't want this getting into the city, though, right? Right?
We don't think it's contagious from the body, but we also don't really know. Oh, I guess I could ask this little box. That'll give us a yes or no question.
Oh, very true.
Is it?
You be very specific with your wording, though.
Yeah.
I think you should.
I will double that if you use it. If you ask a part of the question where any part of the question is wrong, it'll be a no. It's yes or no. There's no in between. And I will give a definite yes or no whether we'll see.
How you gonna word it?
Oh, I'm thinking. Well, now I'm thinking about that we don't call it the same thing, and I don't know how that would play into it. You call it bloating plague, but I've also known it as shimmer, and I just don't know.
Call it this disease.
That general names and stuff. It'll all mean the same thing. That will be recognized.
Okay.
It's like if you're like, is this gonna happen at the end of November 28th? And it's like happens on the 27th. It'll be like no,
Yeah.
Even though you said November,
Yeah.
But if you were to ask, is this bloating plague contagious from the body?
And I will also go ahead and
that it
tell
came
you,
from?
you just somehow know this. It cannot predict the future. It can only be present or past.
Maybe I can ask, can you catch the bloating plague from a body that has it? That's yes or no, right?
Yeah, that's a yes or no.
Does that answer the question, right?
I think so.
Either yes you do or no you don't.
Yeah, I was just trying to think if there any.
And there's not many nuances in there that could change the answer of yes or no. There's not too many outliers.
Well, you could argue that the word catch is weird.
I'd say that's a pretty easy question.
Okay.
Okay, she takes the box out. Now I gotta think of the question I just said because I've literally forgotten it. What is it? Can you catch bloating plague from a corpse that has
it?
As you
Can you
open the
catch
box, as you ask it, you hear a whisper in your ear, no.
Open the door.
It's not contagious. It just might get a little messy if we open that door. Because we've seen, they get...
It's gross.
It's a new experience that I have not personally ever witnessed until this. And I feel like that's saying something.
It's not clean.
I feel like we
And
should
that
probably
means-
alert Kato to this situation. Because I feel like she's more to do in doing something about it than I am.
Maybe we should get him and then we should all open the door together when he's here.
Well, Kato's the lady. Pontius is the man we don't trust.
Sorry, not
Yeah.
Pontius. Fuck his ass.
Hey, there we go, girl. That's what we like.
I'm not against it.
Yeah. I
Are
mean,
we gonna scare him when he gets here?
if you wanna. I mean, you're gonna pop out seaweed?
I don't have to. I just thought that's what we were building to naturally, but I can see that I misread the situation.
Well, if we hadn't seen this before, I think it'd be pretty scary. You're just hey, let's go check on, insert her name here, and open the door. That's her body on you now, and you should be pretty stressed. I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way for me to contact Kato, from where I'm at?
No,
do
but
I
she
have
lives
a cell
in
phone?
the parallel neighborhood, so you can that's usually what you guys do. You all live kind of close enough you can go to the door. I mean, it takes a good 15-20 minutes, but...
I mean, are y'all cool with popping over to Kato's to,
Yeah.
get some local eyes on this situation that are trustworthy, at least I feel?
Yeah.
We'll learn something either way. I feel like.
Let's do it. Okay, so yeah, on the road to Cato's house.
Also, you can ask them about their feelings on Pontius and the stuff that went on while you weren't there.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay, as you swim up, you see there are some lights on the inside. If you knock on the door, you will see it is Cato's husband that answers. And as he opens the door, you immediately notice Cato is in the kitchen area making food with her wife as well. And he says, Council Mira, good to see you. Is something the matter? This is late. Not
Well, it's
expected.
good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
Definitely something the matter.
Well, come on in. Come on in.
Thank you. Can I bring friends in as well?
Oh, the
My
Princess
gesture
of
to the
Vizier. Yes,
princesses.
welcome in. I've heard all about this morning. Come in, come in. We're just making some food.
Yeah, so I scurry on in.
Shuts the door.
And I like look over at Cato and like kind of draw to Cato to like grab her attention as well.
Yeah, she's walking over or swimming over.
So I went to check on Adva, and I don't know that she's okay. There seems to be some black sludgy ooze leaking from underneath her door, and I thought to come inquire with you if you had spoken to her before trying to open that door.
I didn't. Can we go look at it?
For sure. I was just worried that, because I know that she had come back with the bloating plague, and I wanted to make sure she was good for tomorrow, so...
Okay.
Let's go check it.
She's going to turn to them and be like, I'll be right back. They heard everything. He tells her, no problem. Come back when you can. Be safe. She's going to go out with you guys, and you can all swim back. You're at the door.
I'm just like, have you seen stuff like this before, Cato? Do you... Any familiarity?
Yeah. This is it. There's a substance that oozes from those that catch it. But I've never seen anyone catch it inside Eudothia. However, Adva did recently venture out south.
Yeah, and then she, like,
That's
came back with it.
Okay.
And the princesses were telling me that, like, this look that we're seeing down here usually happens when they
Yeah.
pop.
Our reports are talking about the murkiness of the water and this vinegary substance is what they're calling it. We don't know what's going on, so I don't think we should open that door. I'll try to go get someone to guard this door or guard this entire house, and then we'll speak about it in the morning. But for our own safety and keeping that contained, let's just leave that door shut.
That we can definitely do that. But who do you suggest is going to come and watch it?
Oh, well, I'll contact the prison, try to get one of the guards. I mean, everyone's pretty booked right now.
That's true.
We can
Okay,
call
well,
from someone
whoever
from the
you feel
outside.
fit.
I'll take care of it. You go home. It's been a long day.
It has been. I even saw Lakin getting out of jail today.
I heard that Pontius rebuked his whatever. So
I know,
fast.
isn't it funny how that happened after I showed back up?
There are lots to talk about between you and Pontius and Lakin. I assume he has gone home.
I would assume so. Well, I'm excited to hear what people have to say tomorrow then.
Tomorrow will be a big day. Did you look over the bullet points I gave you?
Oh yeah, they look great. I'm all for it.
Yeah, I was really
Yeah.
nervous, but
No,
I
you
think
killed it. Hit it out of the park.
it's a jumping off point. I think.
Oh yeah, and I mean we can't like jump big step. We got to jump baby step.
Right.
You know, it's a lot to do.
Well, this is definitely also going to shake things up with Adva. It's just going to raise into question the membership and how many council members. And also, I haven't spoken with you. What's your plan moving forward? I mean, I see you aligning yourself with the Princess of Vizier, and I love this for us, and I love that for the Council of Merits. Do you plan on staying? Do you plan on leaving?
Part of me wants to stay, part of me wants to leave. You know I've always wanted to leave Cato. I've always wanted to get out and adventure and see things. And, I mean, with the princesses and this alignment, I feel like that's a good way to kind of fulfill two things at once, if that makes sense. It's just a matter of who will fill my spot if I do leave, you know?
Are you planning to go to Azir?
If not Azir, potentially somewhere else that could be beneficial to us.
We personally are on a, some might say, diplomatic effort, and I think if we are aiming to form new unions, adding a delegate from Edothia to join us on our travels to land is where we're going, much sooner than Azir. That would be useful in figuring out things and also giving some more viewpoints as we head out. So it's not just Azir, it's Azir and Edothia.
Well, we can worry about the nitty-gritty tomorrow. Thank you for learning me this. I should get back. I don't want them to worry too much.
Oh yes, get back to hubby and wifey, and do thank them for like allowing me to kidnap you for a moment to come look at this.
Of course. You all have a good night.
You too. Enjoy your meal.
And she's going to swim away.
Okay, well, that's a little weird. Usually Kato's a lot more like wanting to get something done, but I do understand wanting to leave this alone until tomorrow. I'm of the same regard to do that.
Yeah, a lot more questions have come up from the questions that I originally had. I would also like some time to think on it, so I agree that heading home sounds like probably the best idea.
Yep. And if everyone's down, we can just head back to my place.
Yeah, we'll just follow you home.
All right, you all swim back to Mira's house. As you swim in, there have been notes. You know, the council, if they do have messages, they'll send a courier that'll put it under your door. It's just kind of floating in the water on the floor. It's addressed from the Council of Merits.
I'm gonna snatch that up and read it.
It is in regards to your ally, Lunkar the Relentless. Given the nature of a burning phoenix, the tundra seemed nearly impossible for the phoenix to land. It landed for a short while and took a lot of damage from the ice and water and snow, and it has made its way back to the phoenix field. Lunkar says he will try to keep best in contact. He appreciates the princesses of Azir, and when you get to land, find a way to get back in contact, and they'll be at the Phoenix Fields, which is east of Wimding City and northwest of Silverware, where the food folk are. But he's pretty exhausted, and he owes you one, he says. And then the council puts in a lot of like boring stuff that you just have to check off for some stuff that have been approved in the past council sessions. So you have a little bit of paperwork to do.
Fun. I guess I'll do my paperwork.
You mentioned, I mean, I guess you share that information with us about.
Oh yeah, I like read that out loud.
I guess that also brings us to my next question for the sisters. We're technically on our way to being finished here. Where are we going next? On paper, we should go to Suplin, which is the last delegation in my land. However, we do know about this food folk problem, and I think... Oh, Celia remembers a drunk talk. Thank you, Black Protag.
Okay, so while this is going on, Celia, you do remember your father coming into your bar upstairs near your room, privilege, and he would get drunk a lot and say these stories, but you were so drunk you don't remember a lot of them. But as you've been drinking less and less since Shark Food Island, kind of sobering up silently, sweat, I guess, going off into the water, you're starting to remember more of these conversations. And one of them that you remember about Sumplin, that when Seer says Sumplin, he would talk how much it had in common with Shark Food Island. It was very tropical. The people are very nice and welcoming. It's very simple. The real problem are the Warforged of Van Greech. And you remember him telling you you should consider yourself lucky because Seer's got to deal with the intelligence of the Warforged. And the shit they build will blow your fins off, my dear.
Go to Zeppelin, which is my hometown, or we can go to look into
Oh,
this food.
can we go to Suplin?
Well, I guess that's what we're trying to figure out now. But is that your vote for Zeppelin? Do you want to hear the other options?
There's cool shit there, right?
I guess that depends on what you consider cool shit. What have you heard about Zeppelin? I guess I don't know what you know.
Like robots or something.
Not in Zeppelin, but that is a problem. Yes, there are.
Well, it can't be that much of a problem. If anything, that's like I don't have robots. That's cool.
No, they are robots that are like imagine a kingdom of robots, and then Zeppelin is not a kingdom of robots, and the robots want to kill the people of Zeppelin. And the problem is, the people of Zeppelin are people, and they don't like getting hurt.
There. Yeah, let's not go there.
It is one of the. It is harder being there than it is for me to hang around with Mizu on a constant basis, because unlike with Mizu, I cannot fight their battle, and I think Daddy knows that. So kind of what I do.
If we go to Suplin and we like run into like hostile robots, then we can't do anything.
Oh no, that was my old directive. If we go to Suplin, we are going to the War Forges and ending the problem post haste.
Okay, let's go to Suplin.
But options, we could go to Suplin, and that would help Azir. Also, we do know now that this food folk problem is becoming a thing, and
do we?
Henry, do we? Who said that?
You're conscious.
We know Henry had the dream of food folk attacking, and now we've seen food folk in the Siren's little cave when we found Mira, and 1 + 1 just doesn't equal 2. If the food folk were planning to pickle themselves and come underwater, I don't know if that is connected to Velithia's plan with them, or if Velithia is trying to engage the food folk to make them attack us. Because currently what confuses me, and I feel like confuses Henry, is why would the food folk attack Azir? They're not near us. They're in silverware for the most part. They need the Fey soil, and we're underwater. I know the pickling can help with that, but like, again, why? And I think that could be something worth looking into, which is option 2. Option 3 is heading directly to Veilcast, and that is where the people who ended Olivine allegedly are. And that is technically one thing that started this whole trip. Is Olivine dead? Like, can we confirm that? And conspiracy theories do like to snowball, so I don't know.
Well, I want to go to Winding City. I don't want to go to any of those places first.
Or Wangdame City, 4th option, which is.
Well, okay, so I'm gonna say my piece because you guys know that I'm never one to not say my piece first. So I think that it makes the most sense for us to go to Suplin first, just so we can get everything done that Daddy wanted us to do. And then, personally, I think we should go to Winding City next, not because of any reasons for my own personal gain, but because it makes the most sense because it's the next closest landmark. That's it.
What would you have to personally gain there?
I said I didn't have anything to personally gain there. It just makes the most sense because it's like the closest biggest part of land near the water.
Deer's face doesn't look like she believes the words coming out of Mizu's mouth, but tries to not look towards Mizu as this is happening.
Mira stares at Seer like, are you seeing this? Are you seeing these lies come out of your sister?
I hear the words, and that's more than enough.
Okay, well, Mira will gloss over that entirely then and just be like, okay, Mizu. Okay.
Mizu, you hear in your head, you have to try harder than that, Mizu. Come on.
She doesn't respond.
Well, let them on red.
I guess also, Mira, do you have a vote? Everyone's kind of said their, or at least input.
I've always had like the strong desire to try some land out, so I wouldn't mind like getting to work some leg in. But I'm also, what do y'all have to do in Sumplin exactly?
Okay, well that's where it gets interesting. Mizu said we can go to Supplement and do what Daddy wants. I don't think Daddy really wants us to go to war. I just think I could fix that problem efficiently and effectively with a team of sisters moving in a unit, plus Mira, and a unit to just address the issue. And that's not something I can do with the supplies I was afforded at Suplin with the people of Suplin. They're very much still learning how to hold sticks and bows, if that is like they're not really warriors. They
Yeah.
mine salt for us, and they're more pacifists than anything. And I'm the big bad guard dog, and I can guard them very well, but I can't really attack on their behalf solo. But again, Dad doesn't really want a war. I just think if we could, just a smooth, then it's not a war. It's a calculated strike that is effective.
If we kill them all, then there's nobody even left to say we went to war with them.
And again, this may be why Azir is hated. Now I'm postulating the fact that maybe they have this weird thing they protect. It's a forge. It's kind of like I feel like it's a thing that like makes them. And the problem they have with I'm just gonna give you all the information so we can speak freely about
that's
this
fair,
problem.
yeah.
The problem that they have is that the turtles of Suplin like fresh water, and the place in which the Warforgers have placed their machine is in an oasis of fresh water. That's the only place they have to get it from. Aside from they used to get some from Wingding City, but they had to cut off those relations. So that is a backdoor option of fixing that. But there's this weird thing in my brain where if we can convince, because I've been postulating thoughts of not war, and I know it's wild. If we can get Suplin and the Warforges of Rangreach to switch places, it might fix everything. Because I don't think that the Warforges need fresh water per se. It's just the closest to them. And if they just put their Warforged thingy in the ocean, it would be cool. And then the turtles can go to the oasis, and they use the oasis to like live. It's not just, I mean, I guess they both use it to live, but one needs fresh water specifically, and one just needs cool water, it seems like. And so it could fix both issues without ever having to lift a finger, which sounds boring, but
Sounds ideal for everyone in the situation.
I wouldn't say everyone, not me, but everyone else, yes. And so I think that could, putting myself aside, I think that could be a potential solution if that is all the information. It's kind of hard because again, I've just always been on the defense. The Warforges are very systematic. They like to. I feel like they're very similar to the Merfolk, minus following a leader. They follow a director. There's something about them. They just they know what they want, and the turtles are in the way of that. It's kind of hard.
Well, Mira looks Fear up and down, and it's just like, it's a really noble cause that you're going for. Blushes a little bit and goes back to my paperwork.
I guess old dogs can learn new tricks. Maybe Daddy was onto something sending me there. But again, it seems like a big thing, which is why I'm not as gun-ho to go to Suplin. I feel like the expectation is I want to go to Suplin. It's my place. But that's the last choice on my option, actually, because it would be quite an endeavor. So I would suggest Wingding City first, or going to investigate the food folk, because that is via the water, which is also easier than going on land. So I guess there's also that option. So many things to postulate as we sit across this table.
As they postulate, as they ruminate, as they diplomatically separate these ideas and come together filing paperwork, thoughts, and emotions, we're going to end there, and then we'll come back for episode. We'll come back with episode 29 after their conversation, so they have more clarity as players as well where they'd like to go next. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Hope you had a good time. If you're watching us on YouTube, subscribe. If you're watching us on Twitch, thank you so much. You gained a lot of rooter points tonight. Make sure to use those for another episode. And we'll see everybody next time. Thank you for playing, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Bye.
Thanks, chat.
Goodbye.